he had just 5 wins, five
I'm
good
so
wins,
confused.
13% win ratio. I don't know if I should go on. Let's not talk about the goals he conceded. Let's not talk about the mistakes made. Adamant, stubborn, refused to change his tactics.
Today we'll be talking about the coach transfers that have happened so far. I mean, this has to be the year of coach transfers because what's going on? It seems like there's a
It feels like
scarcity of,
everybody is everywhere.
yeah, like there's a scarcity of coaches, but yet clubs are signing coaches. Like there's this transition that almost every club is going through right now. But let's just run through of some of the signings that at least we kind of know so far. Let's start from
Mm,
Enzo Maresca to Chelsea and a slot to Liverpool, Hansi Flick to Barcelona,
yeah,
Vincent Kompany to Bayern. At least, and I
yeah,
also West Ham Lopetegui, right? That's
yeah,
some of the signings I know so far, and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
quite interesting. I mean, the Vincent Kompany one definitely is the big shocker for me personally.
For everyone in the
In fact,
world,
for everyone, right?
that's
It's
never happened.
very interesting.
Being
You see,
relegated from the Premier League, but getting the biggest coach, biggest jobs in like club history, like
yeah,
football history, right? So
mhm,
it's kind of a
yeah,
shocking. Like I was really look
yeah,
at it two ways. You
hmm,
can say that Vincent Company in the championship with his peers. I'm just trying to look at it from the eyes of Bayern, the
yeah,
sporting directors and the heads, people in the board in Bayern.
yeah,
Vincent Company in the championship with his peers,
hmm,
playing the football he wants to play, having the
hmm,
players that can play it
yeah,
according to that level was
yeah.
outstanding,
Yes,
right?
yes. If he had the
64% win ratio,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
He had a coaching role before that, which he didn't do so terrible. He
Mm,
wasn't it wasn't like world class, but he wasn't that terrible also, right? Before he left. But that was like in France.
yeah,
Or either it's France or in Belgium, whatever.
yeah.
But
But let
I think this appointment basically is based on that his first year in the championship in which he performed 100 points, 64% win ratio. He comes to the Premier League. The Premier League is a huge step up. The
mm,
players, if you go back and check Burnley this season, they've been scoring goals, they've been playing well. The major problem they've been having is that the
mm,
players keep making mistakes.
yeah. The quality
In
of the
fact,
players.
if you even remove half of the mistakes the players made
Yeah.
in the Premier League, Burnley should have maybe finished like 11th or 10th.
I mean,
Remove
that's
all the
arguable.
mistakes. Remove all
That's
the mistakes total. You said what?
that's arguable. You can't say that if you remove all the
No, no,
mistakes,
no.
Bonnie
But
should
they're simple mistake.
that's
Okay,
arguable.
an example is their keeper. There was a time that they passed the
Mm,
ball to him. I've forgotten
yeah,
his name. They passed the
yeah.
ball to him, and he's just
Mhm.
trying to hold the ball. The ball left his leg and went to enter inside the net.
If Vincent Company is really that good, wait,
Yeah.
let's not even dive into Vincent Company because
No,
I
no,
still feel like
yeah,
we're
yeah,
blaming all the quality of the players alone. We
yeah.
have coaches in the Prem that also don't have quality players that didn't get relegated, right?
But it's
I can
based on the style of play.
yeah,
The issue is that he didn't change his philosophy.
mhm,
And in most of his press conference, they were always attacking him. Okay, why don't you just, brother, if you can change your philosophy, be more
yeah,
defensive than you say you
yeah,
want to attack, you want to control. He controlled a lot of games, but they drew or they lost,
yeah,
right? Not because not it's so it's more like you are trying to play the style of play with players that are not as if they are not up to that level, but they are better players that can counter what you are trying to do. If you
mm,
make and the Premier League is such that if you make a mistake, you get punished. Probably
mm.
he's been trying it in the championship. They were making mistakes, but they were not getting punished.
But we're making wait,
Right?
we're making excuses for him. I still feel like we're
Yeah.
making excuses for him because I don't want to divert into him too much, but when you look at Luton's coach, right, he doesn't have quality players.
You can argue that Luton's coach
Playing
who played
well.
a very good brand of football. He
Yeah,
did not have the players to play it, right? And he
yes,
performed much better.
much better. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
But the difference
hmm,
is with Luton coach and what's his name? Vincent Company is that some games the Luton manager changed his tactics.
But you have to do that as a coach. Sometimes your tactics will
Yes.
not
So
work out.
we'll see. We'll see how it works in FC Bayern.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
very tricky signing because it could either
Yeah.
be very, very good or
Or
very,
terrible.
very bad,
Terrible.
right?
Yes.
So
We'll
I
see.
before we move on, I saw a comment online that said this could be the next kind of Pep Guardiola situation, or he could be sacked in January. And I'm
Ah,
like,
January. I'll be October.
sacked in
October, he
January
will be gone.
is, yeah, and I kind of agree. But
Yeah.
looking at all the coaches I mentioned early when I
Yeah.
introduced the pod,
Yeah.
I want you to rank them from best to worst. Like
Yeah.
Enzo Maresca and his slot for Liverpool, Hansi Flick for
Yeah.
Barcelona, Vincent Kompany for Bayern,
Yeah.
Lopetegui for West Ham. Just
Yeah.
rank these coaches
Is it from
from
best to worst or from worst to best?
what anyhow you want to rank it. Worst signing to best signing to worst signing. However you want to rank it is fine.
Um, I'll say Lopetegui is a very good fit for West Ham in terms
Mm,
that the level at which he is going to
yeah.
be much bigger level than West Ham. So he's a
Okay.
perfect sign. He can push them up. So I should
Okay.
expect that West Ham should be finishing between first to sixth or first to seven next year, which is
Best to
good.
say.
Yes, with
Okay.
Lopetegui there, that's my expectation. So I think
Okay.
Lopetegui is a very good signing for West Ham.
Okay.
One best.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not best particular, but he's a good signing. But I would say
Okay.
I think the people that got the best will be Baka. Hansi
Mm,
Flick to Baka is the best.
yes.
He's at
Mm-hmm.
that level. He's won 7 trophies in Bayern. He's coached the national team.
Only
He's been
lost
at a,
7 games. Am I wrong? Only lost 7 games with Bayern.
is he only
Seven.
7 games?
I think I saw that online that he only lost 7 games and he
I
won.
know he won like 7 trophies, right?
Yeah, he
We
won
can
seven.
verify.
Longer. I may be wrong.
Yes, we can verify that 7 trophies, right? And so Baka, I think they got a very good and experienced. He's more experienced than Xavi.
Yeah, he's a better pick than Xavi.
Yeah,
In my opinion.
Xavi might be a Baka boy, Baka through and through, but Hansi Flick is bro. Just yeah,
Xavi
Xavi, just
Xavi
take
said
another.
Barcelona is the club of his life.
So that's you've coached your boyhood club. Rest, move on.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Hansi Flick is number one on my list. I would say Lopetegui is next
Okay.
on my list, right?
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
in terms of you talk compare the club, where the club
Mm-hmm.
is and the manager is kind of more of a bigger level than the club in the sense
And
that
the club. Okay.
he can push the players up.
Yeah.
Do you get
Yeah.
motivate them? Next, I would say which other ones do we have? We have
And it's
Maresca and his
Maresca to
slot.
Chelsea and it's not to Liverpool. Company to Bayern.
Mm, I can throw in Maresca there
Mm-hmm.
even before and his slot.
Okay.
Basically because I know a lot of people might say this is controversial, right? But
Yeah.
I would say number one thing is he's had the like experience of the Premier League a bit,
Mm,
even as an assistant manager, he's played
okay.
in the championship. But apart from that, looking at what Chelsea are trying to do and the
Yeah.
kind of coach he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
He likes to play with young people. He can mold
Mm,
them to what he wants. The club
okay.
are ready to buy players for him now.
Okay.
They are ready to buy a new keeper, new defender, new striker. Everything is they are talking about that. They are already going for those
Yeah, I
targets.
know there were some
Funny
players.
enough, they didn't do that for Poch, right?
Yeah.
But for this guy, they are doing it. So it
Mm,
means that the club, even as all of us are in doubt, even me, I'm in doubt. I have
yeah.
a blank mind, right? The club believes so much in him and they are willing to back him. If
Mm,
they back him with the right players, I
mm,
think he would succeed. He just needs to finish above sixth position.
mm.
This, which I don't think something terribly like hard to do.
Yeah.
Right? It's not really hard to do. Like you have the squad for it, and they are going to
Yeah.
add more. So, but
Oh,
apart
yeah.
from that, Annie Slot, the only fear I have with Annie Slot is the players are they too big for him?
Mm-hmm.
That's my only fear. You saw what Ten Hag started facing in Manchester United. right? It's not like
Mm,
Ten Hag was not a good. Is not Ten Hag is not a good manager. Ten Hag is a good manager. But the thing is that Ten Hag has always been molding young guys, playing exciting football, right?
mhm.
If you throw
Yeah,
a Ten Hag in the Chelsea project, he will succeed because
yeah.
that's what he tries on young guys, motivate them. That's why he's able to get the best out of Kobe Mino, Garnacho. So my problem with Arne Slot now is the guys they are heavy duty guys, Van Dijk,
Mm,
Alisson, Salah.
mhm.
You get these are heavy. These are club legends.
Yeah.
They can shut down the dressing room and tell him, and it's not leave this place. If they decide not to play, strike that day, Liverpool is losing. Do you
Mm,
get what I'm saying? But
yeah.
Klopp was able to handle that in the sense that Klopp
He
doesn't
has a
really
big
care. If
personality,
you if
right?
yes, he has a big personality. If you don't want to
Yes.
play,
Mhm.
got out 17-year-old from the academy. What's his name? Mention one boy from your academy. You bring him in.
Danny's,
Whatever their name is,
yeah,
unknown gunmen, unknown boys. You
yeah,
bring them to come and play, and they will do
yeah,
the same. Maybe it's Kwanzaa that is playing to the level at which he's playing now
yeah,
as a defender.
yeah.
Konate is there. The other
Mhm,
defender you had that was there that was messing up, he just dumped that one, right?
mhm,
So the person, the I feel like the players are too big for him. That's my only
mhm,
fear. If he can
mhm.
control the dressing room and everything, get the people on his side, and can handle big names, then he will be fine.
Okay.
Do
So
you
that
get
means
me?
you're rating company at the end.
Last, yes, company is the end. That's a wild card, the
So
biggest gamble of all time.
okay,
Kingsley.
okay, okay. So
Biggest, no, biggest gamble because you somebody just got relegated to championship, had 20 something points, played he had just 5 wins,
that's
five
I'm
good
so
wins,
confused.
13% win ratio. I don't know if I should go on. Let's not talk about the goals he conceded. Let's not talk about the mistakes made. Adamant, stubborn, refused to change his tactics. But Kingsley, I can see from the eyes of the Bayern directors why they've made this decision. They are envious of their neighbors, Bayern Leverkusen. There's envy. They're like, oh, these guys, they went to get Xavi. Xavi too is young. We too should get a young guy. Yes. Who do we see? Vincent Company. You're the next
But
man for us.
why?
You're the
I'm
next man for us to attack Xavi Alonso. After
I,
all, you guys are age mates. You can do this. Two of
okay.
you were right.
I was
No,
asking
I
that
don't see
question.
any other reason why they employed
I mean,
company. If you can you give me another reason?
my I don't have any other reason to be
Yeah.
honest. I don't have any other reason. But I'll give my opinion about him later soon. But I wanted to rank your coaches again. So you're going in order from 1 to 5, you're going first person is Hansi Flick.
Hansi Flick,
Mhm. Second is
Lopetegi,
Lopetegui. Third is
Maresca,
Maresca. Fourth is an slot.
and fifth is Vincent
Fifth is
Company.
Vincent Kompany. Okay.
Yeah.
I am of the opinion that Tuchel should have been given more time. That's my opinion. I still feel
But
like
Tuchel is
Tuchel deserved.
becoming stale in his tactics,
Yeah,
even
he's
from
becoming
Chelsea
stale.
days. Yeah,
Yeah, he's becoming stale, but I still
yeah.
feel like Tuchel should have been given a little more time because I don't still think like Bayern was all the way bad, right? Yes, they did not do as well as they
They
wanted, but
finished. I think they
why?
finished third.
Yes, but would you prefer a why would you prefer like for a big club like Bayern? Wouldn't you want a proven coach than a coach that you're not sure of
And but
to
the,
come
the
to
problem is
your
nobody wanted to take the job. No one
nobody
wanted
wanted
to take.
a job?
Yes, nobody wanted it. Now Guzman did not want it. Hansi Flick did not want it. It's like a poison chalice. No big coach
But
wants that
because of
job.
how they've treated their coaches in the past. It's because of
Yes,
how they treated
exactly.
their coaches
The way
in the
they
past.
treated Sukul particularly was what people just said, whoa.
Yeah,
And they had a U-turn 2 weeks ago and said, oh, Tukul is staying. Do you get like, oh, we're
yeah.
going to allow Tukul stay because there nobody wanted the job. But you know what
Mm,
Tukul now did? Tukul now announced that no, he's not staying. He's not going to change his mind for them. He's going as
mm,
previously agreed. You see that compensation, you must pay it. You pay that compensation.
Mm.
right?
That makes
And he wants to come to England. So yeah, so that's it.
okay.
Nobody wanted to go to Bayern. Which other coach is there? Anyway, there are other coaches you could
A
have
lot of
employed, right? But
a lot of coaches you could have
Germany,
employed.
and look at it this way, Kingsley.
I even thought
The
Deserbi could
Bayern Munich fans too are something else. Bayern hierarchy are something else. Remember,
mm.
do you know that they had issues with Guardiola when he went there? Do you believe?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
Imagine
about to say.
they
Like
had an issue with
well.
you had Guardiola as your manager. You had Guardiola as your manager, and you allowed him to go. You practically forced him out, made the place uncomfortable for him. Guardiola, one of the best coaches in the world, was in your club. Although he then just had 3 years experience.
Yeah.
Didn't really have much experience. He just had 3 years in back. I remember 3 years,
Yeah.
and he went on one
Yeah,
year
yeah,
sabbatical. Right.
yeah,
So he just had 4 years. So there was no much respect for this guy. Oh, you cannot win Champions League with us. See, Champions League is something you win. You are Real Madrid that can win it back to back. Do you get what I'm saying? So they
yeah.
treated Guardiola bad. First of
Mm-hmm.
all, the fans hated the style of play. They were booing it. But that helped shape Guardiola.
Mm-hmm.
That Bayern experience is what made Guardiola the manager is because he had to change his thinking from tiki taka. He had to change from tiki taka to a more German like mechanical football. Do you
Still
get?
possessive though. Still
We
possessive, but
yes, which is still possessive, but when you have the opportunity to shoot, shoot.
yeah,
Not that you pass your way to the keeper. That's what Arsenal
exactly.
is currently playing, right? Tiki taka and all this kind of passive football. So they hated it. He changed it, and that is what he's still using in Man City.
Yeah.
He's evolved in that style of play, prepared him
Mm-hmm.
for the Premier League. So they treated Tuchel bad. So as a coach, why would you want to go there? Conte is
True.
going to Napoli. He's better off in Napoli. Napoli is a better fit for him. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. But let's dive into Chelsea, right? So Chelsea have been through four coaches. Now this is their fifth coach in what, like 2 years, right?
Mm,
Lots of different coaches. You spoke, early in the pod, you spoke so much about Maresca and how he might actually be a very good fit for Chelsea, given the
yeah.
experience in the Premier League. Given he has had an experience as an assistant manager. He was under Pep. Went to Leicester. He helped them get back into the Premier League.
Yeah.
Honestly, on paper, he's actually a good fit for what the Chelsea owners are trying to do because they're trying to have this new
Attacking
kind of
brand of
era of
football.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
new era of Chelsea where they have young players that will grow in the club. They want a young coach. He's 45 years old, right? He comes
Yeah.
in, shapes the young boys, and you guys go after trophies. In a
Yeah.
year or so, you can go after things. But
Yeah.
out of all these five coaches for the club that have come to the club so far, which
Yeah.
one of them really stands out to you as personally, Andy? What is your favorite for your club? Right? What will you pick out and be like, whether the person, maybe had a short time or not, who were you pointing out that this is the person that maybe should have stayed or this is a good fit?
The truth is, let's go back to the background. First of
Mm,
all, when these owners bought the club, they did not appoint Tuku.
yeah. I mean, he was there.
Tuku came with the Abramovich era.
Yeah.
And you saw what they did to everything that came with the Abramovich era. They practically destroyed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Destroyed the belief system, destroyed the morale of the fans, destroyed our trophy winning mentality, destroyed.
Chelsea. Chelsea.
Now we're hell shit. Do you get? So they destroyed everything with Abramovich built. The castle Abramovich built in 20 years, they brought it down. Now you want to start, okay,
Yeah.
start building this foundation. You've destroyed what somebody has done, the legacy. Build
Mhm.
your own.
Yeah.
The first decision they started with was to sack Tuku that just won them the Champions League. Worst
Mm.
decision ever. But I can get them that he was
Yeah.
not a yes man and he was not
Mm-hmm.
going. But I feel like Tuchel, even if you gave him young players, he will
Mm-hmm.
still do well with young players. Because if you look at Tuchel,
Mm.
apart from the Champions League with Chelsea, the most success he's had is when he was really using the young guys. All the clubs he's been to, Dortmund, there were a lot of young guys in his squad, right?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So he's good with young people, he loves young players also,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I just feel like it was maybe Tuku's attitude that put them off.
Yeah.
And the first transfer window, Tuku, in fact, Tuku did not even want to be involved in office matters. He might have even been the perfect person for the job. He didn't want to
Mhm.
be involved with buying of players. He just wanted to face his coaching. He kept on saying it. I'm not a manager. I'm not cut out for that. I'm
Mm.
just a coach. I just want to coach the players. I don't have time to coach these players. That was what he kept on saying. And that
Yeah.
was part of the excuse he gave for Chelsea was always losing because he wasn't having time to focus on coaching the guys on the field. He's
Yeah.
focused on official matters with Todd Bowley and the rest. Then they didn't really know anything about football.
Yeah.
Handling transfers, he's handling this. When they sack this, they sack medical.
It's
So
too much. It's
it
too
was too
much.
much for him. And now you now have the reverse
Mm-hmm.
coach that wants to do that role, be in that
Mm-hmm.
position of being the boss. And they're like,
Mm.
no, you can't be the boss here. We're
Yeah.
building a structure. The way
Yeah.
American football is being run,
Mm-hmm.
franchise, where we have everything set up. We have our data guys. We have strong recruitment. We have strong scouts around the world. We bring in the
Mm-hmm.
players, put them on you. You are the coach. Coach them. We want to win trophies. That's the American system, football and everything, right? So Tuku should have stayed. It could have been perfect for them, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
If they got in the sporting directors early, Tuku would
Mm.
have been perfect for what they were trying to do
Yeah.
because he's at that level. He loves young
Yeah.
players. He
Yeah.
doesn't want any managerial stuff. He just wants to coach.
Yeah.
If you provide him with the players, he will use them.
So
He was even using Malangsa.
yeah. But so
He
based
told
on what you said so far, is Tuku
yeah.
like your pick on who you say was best suited for the club or best suited for Chelsea?
To me, I feel that's what I feel. But my own opinion is
Okay.
my opinion. I feel like Tuku would have been suited because he just wants to be a coach. He's
Okay.
good with young players. He has the experience. The fans love him. He's built
Yeah.
history with them. They will forgive him, would forgive Tuchel if he makes mistake, and he would even admit it. Matches that he made mistake, he will come out and admit.
Yeah.
Rather than we have Pochettino where you talk about, oh, it's a young squad. Every man is a young brother. You didn't make the right change. It's a young squad. What would the young squad do if you didn't coordinate them together? It's a young
Yeah.
squad. It became
Mm.
a script. A young team,
Yeah.
a young team. You did young team till 5 games, 6 games to the end of the season. Then that same young team became adult, won five
Mm.
straight games. It shows that that problem was from the coach. Then you had Graham Potter that I feel like to me, he was actually even, if you ask me to rate all of them, he's better than Pochettino because he was trusted in September in the
Mm.
middle of Champions League. We had how many games left? Maybe 3 games left. He had the issue of
Mhm.
qualifying. We had just had 1 point after 3 games. Remember, he won the
Yeah.
remaining games. We qualified. We went to the next round. But the
Yeah.
owners made it worse for him because January, they now added billions of players into, I don't know how many they are. They
Many
added
players.
tons, huge ton of players into the dressing room.
Mhm.
That upset him. It was that bad that he could not conduct training sessions.
Because there are too
Do you
many
get?
players.
They were just too
Mm.
much. They had to expand the Chelsea dressing room. They called in construction guys to expand it. So let's
Yeah.
not go on. I just feel to me, apart from Lampard was the worst. Anyway,
Yeah.
Lampard was not really a coach, he was just a caretaker, right?
Mm.
But apart from Lampard, if you ask me to pick the worst person out of all of them
Yeah.
and had based on the resource and time, I'll say Pochettino was the worst.
Mm. I agree as
Yes.
well. I agree as
Yeah.
well. I agree with what you said as well. That's quite interesting. But we'll see what will happen now that Maresca is
Yeah.
coming in. They will give him preseason. He'll get time. Seems like the owners
For
trust him.
Maresca, is either he does well or he fails. And if he
Yeah.
fails, I'm not really going to say Maresca out. Like I said, I'm going to be blaming the sporting directors. Paul with
Mm.
Stanley and Joe Shields. They need to leave the club.
You
If
feel that?
Maresca fails, they need to leave the club. But there's something in me that is saying, because it's Joe Shields that is
Mm-hmm.
actually really pushing this one, because Joe Shields knows him. You know, Joe
Mm-hmm.
Shields was from Man City.
Yeah.
You know, that like the signings that Joe Shields has brought in,
Mm-hmm.
they've worked. In fact, Joe Shields should be our sporting director, not two people. It should just
Mm-hmm.
be Joe Shields because he has the experience. He's been in Man City, right? So
Mm-hmm.
brought in
Let me
Palmer.
let me give my prediction on what might happen to Chelsea next year. My prediction
Yeah.
is this, and this will be very controversial. I think that Chelsea will win a trophy next season.
It's
That's
it's
my prediction.
possible. Yeah,
I'm
it's possible.
I don't know what trophy, but I just have this feeling that this set of players with this manager might just have a bounce or might just come with so much of a freshness that they might not. I'm not saying they win Premier League, but it's just,
Never, never.
I mean when Pep is still in
The Don is still there. We can
ah,
even talk about him leaving.
when
So
Pep is
after you,
still in the league, it's
yeah,
difficult. But I personally feel that Chelsea might win, not the Premier League, win a trophy next
yeah,
season. Maybe
yeah,
FA Cup, Carabao, but they might win something next season. But yes, I mean, we already started talking about Pep slightly and on how great Pep is, but there are rumors that he might leave, right? He might
next year.
leave Man
Yeah,
season, Man City next season.
yeah.
Is this is this going to be bad for the Prem? Because he has come with so much
It's
quality,
perfect. It's perfect for the Premier League because we are tired.
but he has come with so much quality. If you see what he has
If
done since he
if
has come to
Guardiola stays for the next 5 years, he's going to win the next four Premier League titles. His son Arteta will only win one in the season that Pep Guardiola goes on vacation or goes for
mm,
his daughter's wedding. That maybe
mm,
if he's planning his daughter's wedding that year, that's the year
mm.
Arteta will win the league. No other time, he's not winning the league. As far as
But
Pep is awake,
is there a specific reason why he's choosing to leave, or
there
this
are
is just
many
one?
reasons. Pep is very intelligent. Number
Mm,
one is that he knows that the verdict of the what they call it now
115 charges?
charges is going to come. And he said something. He said, if I find out or if I have a sense that Man City really committed this crime, I would resign. He
Yeah,
said it. And
yeah.
I think that he's already having the feeling, and I think
Mm-hmm,
he's sensing that Man City actually commit. He said, oh, they reassured me. But I think him personally, he's kind of thinking through that way that maybe they did it. We don't know how
mm-hmm.
this is going to go. But if it comes true and they find
Yeah,
them guilty, they'll be relegated.
yeah,
Do you think Guardiola is going to play in the lower divisions? He'll go down with them and come up. He'll kill
yeah,
all of them down there. If he goes down, he will kill everybody. Yes, he will kill everybody in the championship and come up. You have like maybe 160 something points, whatever. But let's leave that. So he's smart. He's thinking ahead. It
mm-hmm.
might be time for him to leave, and the expectation keeps getting bigger.
Yeah. Actually,
He
that's
won.
my own point of
He
view.
won one trophy this season. It feels like he failed.
But I told you, remember I told you like treble he will not win. But I know Pep. Pep will not finish a season. I think the only
Mm.
season that he didn't win a trophy was maybe his first season at Man City, right?
His first
But
season when he finished
I
third.
yeah, but I don't think this Pep I know will finish this season and he will not win one
Winning
trophy.
the trophy. Yeah.
Impossible. Impossible, right? So that's interesting. Me personally, I feel Pep leaving. I mean, Pep has done a lot, like in this Premier League, right? He has made coaches step up. He has made people wake up, change their style of play, made the Premier League feel very like competitive, right?
Yeah.
Last season was a very competitive season. Like for the longest time, it was a three-man race, right? It
Yeah.
was a three-man race, three-man race, three-man race. Till it became a two-man race, and then Man City won. But it was so competitive, right? But it's because he keeps raising the levels at which he's expecting teams to perform. Teams
Bad.
also forced to catch
Yeah.
up
To raise their level.
to get to
Imagine
that.
Arsenal winning 28 games, the highest in their history, and they finished
Yeah,
second. Last
and they
season
still
they
didn't
won
win,
27 games, more than even the Invincibles, and they finished second.
and they still didn't win. Liverpool, we had what 97 points. He had
And
98.
you didn't still win the Premier League.
Insane, insane
So, but
numbers.
when he leaves, it will be very
Mhm.
interesting for the league because you have people like Arteta. Now there are a lot of young managers,
Young
and it's
manager
just
trying to, yeah.
you have a Postecoglou. Anybody can win the league
Mm.
now.
It's open. It's open now.
Anybody, even Aston Villa's manager, Emery can win the league.
Yeah, it's open for
Anybody,
everybody.
you get
But
so
if Pep goes, where would he go to? Like which team? Maybe you take a break or something.
to take a break and
Maybe you'll be
maybe
like Ancelotti and just retire.
he might just go to Italy.
Ah, true. Or Saudi. Saudi might come for him. Saudi might come to sign
He
him.
won't go to Saudi, no.
With the money,
I don't think
guy,
so.
without money, even I will go to Saudi. You understand? Like Saudi, they pay people money there. But also, just as Pep rumor to leave, Ten Hag, right? There are rumors
Yeah,
that Ten Hag might be sacked, right?
yeah,
Man U have been having some talks with the Ipswich, the coach of Ipswich, right? Ipswich,
yeah. Karen
and
McKenna.
yeah, and I don't know. Manchester United fans are feeling very divided. Like some of them are like, yeah, Ten Hag out. Some of them are feeling, yeah, give him more time. But one
Yeah.
thing I can say is, in 2 seasons, Ten Hag
He
has been
won you
here.
two
He has
trophies.
won trophies. He won Carabao his first season. Won FA
Mm,
Cup his second season, and he's still finishing what, top 10, right? He's still finishing like first to eight, or I
mm,
don't know what he finished this season. I can't remember.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's not that. I mean, it's bad for Manchester United because they are like one of the
It was
biggest clubs
bad this year for him basically because
of
this number
injuries.
one is that the signings his some of the signings did not work out.
Yeah. Mhm.
Failed. Failed signings. Secondly, injuries.
Injuries were
So,
bad.
so it's double unavailability. The people that even are available, like you
Mhm.
have people like Anthony. Let's not go into that now. Anthony that
Yeah.
scored 2 goals for the whole season and has a photographer that snaps him. Do you get what I'm people that are not just serious with their jobs as footballers?
Did you
Do you
see
get
that meme of Anthony that was going around?
which
No,
one?
no, the one before he entered, like the meme of Anthony before he was subbed on and he was squeezing his face. I don't know if you saw that meme. I'll
I
put the
saw
meme.
it. I saw it.
His face like before he entered. I'm like, what? What's going on?
Like, bro, you were meant to, you were that
Like, bro,
terrible. Come off. Don't frown. Just come off. So he had
man.
that issue of players not living up to expectation. Messi Mount did hardly kick the ball. Even if he
Mhm.
kicked the ball, it won't have made much difference.
But he
Anyways,
scored, right? Missy Mount scored, right? This is
just one
for
goal.
one goal.
One.
Yeah,
What did
it's
he do?
okay.
But let's not go into Messi Mount. I'm anti Messi Mount. I'm anti.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
apart from that, so he had issue of failed signings and
Mhm.
a lot of injuries. He did not have
Yeah.
his first back four. Martinez
Mhm.
was in.
True. Lisandro
Had
Martinez.
Martinez was there were a lot of goals they were conceding that could have been improved. In fact, Wan-Bissaka became the dominant force in Manchester United's defense. Wan-Bissaka. Not that he's a terrible defender, he's not. But
Mm.
he's not just, they need a quality higher than that.
Yeah.
Maguire was somebody that he wanted to leave the club. Ten Hag
Mhm.
has already thrown him in the bin. Ten Hag
Yeah.
had to go back to the bin, dust him out. Imagine
And
you threw
bring it back.
as a child, you threw your biscuit away mistakenly. You know, oh, you threw the
Yeah.
nylon of your biscuit away. You know, oh, there was biscuit inside. That's a Maguire. You remember, oh, Maguire is still here.
Yeah. Come back.
Dusted him and put him, and he was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, get so
That's
yeah.
one of the
I,
biggest
I
comebacks.
feel like I feel like it would be unfair for we can look at it this way. They were very terrible, right? But give him one more season. One more. You gave Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 4 years. He didn't achieve anything. He didn't win any trophy. His biggest
Mhm.
achievement was finishing second,
Yeah.
right? Then a man that got you 2 trophies, you want to throw him away to get who? Poch. Poch. Poch has not won anything in England. The only trophy he has in his career is when he had Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. Obviously, even let me not put it there, but I'm just thinking that even my daughter love might even coach Paris Saint Germain with those guys and win something, right? The next season he could
No.
not win anything.
No. 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 That.
That's the person. No, no, no. I'm telling you, that's the person they want to go for.
With the rumor to go for Poch.
Their team, he's part of the list. Poch, Tuku. They are better off going for Tuku than Poch. I don't
Yeah.
think they should go for Tuku would win you trophies and
Mhm.
play better football,
Yeah.
right? So yeah,
But yeah, I mean, lots of interesting conversations, lots of interesting signings. I mean, we could be here all day talking about like the coaches and the
yeah,
transfers,
yeah,
but it
yeah,
comes down to next season. I feel
yeah.
it comes down to actually seeing what these coaches do,
Would
because a lot
do,
of
yeah.
teams have changed coaches, a lot of transitions have happened. So we
Crystal
just have to,
Palace changed their coach and see how
yeah,
well they're performing.
Oliver Glasner, right? And
Yeah.
he has been cooking. I mean, he has been cooking with those boys, right?
Oliver Glasner even rejected the Bayern Munich job. Do you know?
That's interesting. Maybe they
Yes.
just have Bayern must definitely just have a toxic thing going
Yeah.
on. They must just really have a
Oh,
toxic culture going on
yeah.
there. But yeah, interesting conversations. Lots of conversations around coaches and transfers. I'm really, really looking forward to what happens. For the person
Next
I'm
season will
most
be interesting.
very interesting, but the coach I'm going to be making sure I look out for next season is Vincent Company.
Ah,
I really
the
no.
whole world, the whole world. I'm going to start watching Bayern Munich games week
I'm
in,
s-
week out.
I'm serious. I'm going to keep
Yeah,
up
yeah,
with Bayern
yeah.
Munich and
Honest.
see what's going to
Because
happen,
I'm a
because
Bayern Munich supporter now.
would this be a situation of Xabi Alonso rivalry versus Vincent Company,
It
and
will be perfect.
will it be dramatic? But I mean, Xabi is a proven coach. He has won a brace, won the German Cup, won the Bundesliga undefeated. He's been undefeated in the
But do
Bundesliga.
you know? But do
So
you know? But do you know something? When he played with the Atlanta manager, eh, his
Atalanta,
at Atlanta, yeah, his inexperience as a coach showed.
mm, yeah.
It showed because
He panicked. I think he panicked.
he
Changed.
panicked number one.
Yeah.
The man understood everything he was doing and had a pattern to counter it. And Xavi Alonso had no answer.
Do you know that the Atalanta
He
coach came to
tried
Anfield?
everything. They had the answer to everything they were doing.
But it's the same thing
Opening.
that happened against Liverpool when they came to Anfield. They beat us 3-0
Oh,
at
that's
Anfield.
true.
Yes. So a coach that will beat Klopp
Yeah,
3-0.
that way.
We
Yeah,
go
yeah,
over to their house and we win them 1-0. Right? We,
yeah,
we, we could not score them in from open play. We only scored
yeah,
them penalty. Do
yeah.
you think Bayern Leverkusen will beat Atalanta in the
And I
final?
think, do you know that that guy was in three finals?
The Atalanta coach.
Yes, he lost two of them. That was the
Wow.
third one he won. So he could have had even like a
But
treble
it's because of how they play.
or
You
three
see,
trebles.
Atalanta, they play man marking,
Yes, man to man, man
man
to
to
man.
man mark, and they
Yeah,
are
yeah,
very physical. So they
yeah,
don't give you time to play your game
yeah,
at all.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
he didn't
look
have
up.
any answer, and his inexperience showed.
Yeah, yeah,
So
you definitely should. But anyways, thank you guys for listening to our podcast. Is man, there's so much to talk about. There's so much still to talk about. But this has been an exciting episode of coach
yeah,
transfers, and I'm really, like we said, we're really looking forward to next season and seeing all the crazy things that happen from these
that
coaches.
happens. Yeah,
They will definitely be covering the Euros, and
yeah,
also we'll be talking more about some of the crazy transfers that happened during this transfer window. So you guys look out for our next episode on those things. And yeah,
yeah,
thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe,
yeah.
and don't forget to push the notifications bell. Thank you guys.
Thank you.